a new band.
Well, hey, I'm the last one here. Usually your turn.
Yeah, usually you're first.
Nobody plays at the patio.
Glad
Kettle.
you're
Skinny
Saturday.
Yeah. Hey, how are you?
I don't like that.
like that. Maybe I know.
I know you keep
So
forgetting
I
that.
thought, and then I'm like, oh.
Is the car in the? Is it out there? Okay. Afterward.
Watch the kettle.
Yeah, we'll get it.
It just wasn't.
Martha. Yeah. So
Garden stuff? 'Cause it's
she sent me a
water.
message saying she's not
I
feeling
heard
good.
that us flat raters.
Just for a little bit, only because at
Not
first
even
I'm
a
like,
one.
there's no way,
Hmm?
but there's no wind there. It all calmed down.
You know,
So then I'm like,
You pay, and last year we got one.
Got a couple minutes. Huh?
Usually we got late one and a bonus. So
I
my
just
poor
looked
little
over there
trees.
trying to know.
Hold on, so you're right.
Oh, that's what
Might as well
everyone
ask you
says.
this question now. Why are we getting the floor plans for all that? We're not interested in floor plans.
It needs to be forwarded to the.
Well, you know, the
Okay,
guy who had our
okay.
house before us took
Yeah.
them all, but got
Who requested that?
pressure tank.
The board?
everything.
Oh, okay.
The well guy come when we bought the house, and he said we probably have to go.
Yeah, I figured it was probably that.
Because that was 22 years.
Are they going to come tonight?
Um,
Good.
and the wells.
Okay, good.
A lot of people, it hurts me to just tell. Did anybody get a packet with the board, with the master plan, with the grant, like? Oh, you got two of them?
Yeah, you can add
Oh, that's fine. Thank you.
Maybe I'll try to keep track.
Gotta keep track of who said what.
Okay, I think we can go ahead and get started. Have a crowd of two. So this is the meeting for the Planning, Zoning, and Historical Appropriateness Commission. And this is our regular meeting beginning at 6 o'clock, and it is Monday, March the 17th already.
16.
16th, excuse me. So we start with the Pledge of Allegiance. If we
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Mr. Salazar, it's time for the roll call and determination of quorum, if you will.
Okay. Vice Chair Gallegos,
Present.
Commissioner Miller,
Present.
Mr. Chair Walkinshaw,
Present.
Commissioner Alviar, Commissioner Mulvihill. She is absent. She did send me an email that she wasn't feeling well. Commissioner Paz
Present.
and Commissioner Lucero. Mr. Chair, you do have quorum.
Very good, thank you. And now it's time for any changes or approval of the agenda. So I could have a motion to address that.
I made a motion to approve the agenda.
Second.
Okay, first motion by Commissioner Alviar, second motion by Commissioner Miller. Any discussion? No?
Don't think so.
No? Oh, this is the agenda. Okay, Commissioner Gallegos,
Yes.
Commissioner Miller,
Yes.
Commissioner Alviar, and Commissioner Paz.
Yes.
Mr. Chair, motion passes 4-0.
Thank you. Next is the approval of the consent agenda, which is the March 2nd, 2026 minutes for the hearing. The hearing is over with. Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you very much. Yeah, we're into the public input on any of the agenda items, which are, there's 3 items on the action and consideration. If anyone wants to get up and comment, state your name and your address. So it looks like we're ready to move on. So number 5 is the approval of the consent agenda, which is the March 2nd, 2026 regular meeting minutes.
Make a motion for approval of the consent agenda.
Second.
First motion by Commissioner Alvear, second motion by Commissioner Boss. Any discussion?
Yes, ma'am.
I wasn't included in that I was here.
Thank you. We did notice that, and I apologize for having that out in 2 particular places. It wasn't mentioned. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Any other comments on the minutes? Yeah, take a vote for the minutes approval.
Yes.
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 Okay, thank you. Okay. Now we are down to the meat of the meeting with the action and consideration. First one is zoning case 062192, and it's a 1705B. Tierra de Masia, submitted by Blanco C. Help me out on the name. Blanca. What's the last name? Help me out.
This is zoning case 062102. The address is 1705B. Tierra de Masia was submitted by Blanca G. Business.
Right.
Requesting approval for restaurant for general commercial. They do have an ongoing business license
Mhm.
for they have a recently approved alcohol license through the board of trustees as well.
Right.
Ms. Mesares will be operating a restaurant business in the recent approved commercial building on the property. An alcohol license here was considered and approved by the, with the condition, a floor plan be submitted to the, to show the restaurant layout and to include serving alcohol and consumption areas. And that is the packet that is,
Yeah.
sorry. Commercial structures have been approved. This request is for operating the restaurant on the lease plans. A business plan also has been already approved.
Mhm.
The last time
Mhm.
that we approved the business license, the business plan was on there. An application, the plans itself are attached, and the floodplain also attached.
Right. Right.
And I stand by the-
We didn't have a motion on that.
Move to approve PZHC zoning case 062102.
Second.
Thank you.
First motion by Commissioner Gallegos,
Gallegos.
second by Commissioner Fox.
Correct.
Any discussion?
So the plans were just needed because for the alcohol license?
Typically, because it is a new building,
Mm.
it is being constructed, it should be almost done, if not done already. And the floor plan is because and the inside for two things. One, is because it was approved with an alcohol license, and then we need to know, or the board of trustees wanted to know, where, how,
They're serving.
operating procedures, where the bar is gonna be at, those kind of things, to make sure for security purposes and whatnot. Those are usually regulated through the state.
Right.
Once we approve the alcohol license, we generally go back and check up on the
Right.
remainder. Our
Right.
requirements are similar to CAD, when we approve a building permit. CAD takes over, they make sure that the building code is followed,
Mhm.
it's adhered to, so it's similar, but the board trustee did have some questions, concerns mostly that I know that, how is the alcohol gonna serve, it's gonna be outside, they have 2 buildings that are gonna be
Yeah.
able to go from restaurant to the,
American. Yeah.
Those kinds of questions, so that's the request.
So any questions from the commissioners?
My apologies. Mr. Salazar, it appears Mr. Mayessa signed off on this.
So if we're looking for like the areas where they're, like the beer coolers and the walk-in features and all that, that's all the way it's supposed to be?
Yeah, generally, it's a little bit off of, you guys' purview.
Yeah.
Because it's not something that you
Yeah.
regulate inside of the building.
Right.
This is just more formality.
Okay.
It's not something, again, that the commission generally, deals with.
It's a nice set of plans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that the picture? Is that how it's really gonna
They
look?
do a lot of work to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
How it's gonna look?
That's exactly how, to the T, right, guys? Yes.
All right.
Nice.
So-
I like the little bar in the back. I like away from the dining.
Right.
Separate table assigned for you in the back.
You're right. Private table. I did have a couple questions for clarification and it around the alcohol issue. So I see that on the outside to the east, you're going to fence that off with a little fence around that whole area to keep. So people only go to that area from inside the restaurant. And I'm assuming the restaurant serves alcohol too. So, but I'm wondering about, it shows what I refer to as kind of a sit down bar. Is that where the alcohol is being dispensed?
Who wants to answer this? We will get them up here.
Oh, okay. Thanks.
Nodding is not gonna do us any good. with-
Okay. Okay.
My name's Alec Medina with Martin Enterprise.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, to answer your question, the area where the alcohol is going to be mainly served will be in the bar area and the table and dining area. We do have the patio, which is, it allows customers to dine outside. and
Right.
enjoy a beverage. So, yes.
And your servers would serve from that bar
Yes, from the bar
outside.
down to-
Yeah. Just like a lot of places do that. Yeah.
Mhm.
So, okay. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. Any other questions from the commissioners? Doesn't look like it. Yeah. Another place to eat.
Well, we are thinking end of June.
Next week?
Next week.
Last
You
week, probably, huh?
Well, I just like to make a comment that we all are excited for it to open, and we'd like to thank you for your investment that you have done or spent here in Lucia. So I'm sure all of us or majority of us are gonna be visiting, and hopefully we have a grand opening and we can, support, our local businesses. So with that, I'll take roll call, Mr. Chair, if that's okay. Commissioner Gallegos? Commissioner Miller?
Yes.
Commissioner Alviar?
Yes.
And Commissioner Paz?
Yes.
Mr. Chair, motion passes 4-0.
Very good. Thank you. Thank you, gentlemen. For coming. The next one is a signed permit case number 062058. Same location. Same folks involved, and it's for 2 signs on the newly constructed building. So, can I get a motion to address this?
Make a motion for sign permit case 062058. Requesting 2 signs.
Second.
Okay, first motion by Commissioner Alviar, second by Commissioner Miller. This is case number 062058, 1705 Tierra de Mesilla, 1705B, just to be formal. Tierra de Mesilla submitted by Cesar Huizar, owner of El Parian de Mesilla. I was requesting approval of a sign of a new structure. I say a sign, but as last discussion we had, there's going to be a sign on each side of the building. Currently, Mr. Huizar is building a new structure on his commercial property. This this sign permit application is for 2 signs. One sign on each side of the top front corner as shown on the drawings. They will be both mounted on each lighting this time for either sign. The sign will be made out of steel and painted black. It will be mounted by the contractor.
Right.
That are currently building or constructing the structure. Measurements of the sign being proposed is 132 inches by 69 inches. This is a total of 63 square feet. The sign is 11 feet by 5 feet 9 inches. Recently, we did do a bit of work.
Modify the code.
We also did amend the code. This requirement is a requirement. Messiah Town Code 1865-140A2, 1 square foot of premises signage for each of 1.5 feet of median feet. Exterior wall is permitted. The sign shall be placed on the side of the building used to calculate the square footage of the sign. Sign will be installed by a licensed contractor. No lighting is being proposed at this time. Other larger signs or commercial signs are also in the air. As well.
Okay.
Supporting documents, the application, the sign dimension, the design, location of the building, there's a street view also in there, and the other signs. Stand by for any questions.
We did already get a motion, didn't
We did.
we? Okay, thank you. Any questions from the commissioners? Okay, I've got a couple. Not surprising. There are currently lights on on one side of the building, or is lights on both sides? Okay, so we are it's already in there. And so I was a little bit concerned about, maybe it's just the write-up on this thing, but it seems like it's going to be a little close. The lights look like they're right above the window, correct? Yes. So it looks a little tight on that one side for where you're showing the sign to be.
Biggest reason for that was because we wanted to utilize some of the lighting that's already been cast. It's casting from the original lights towards the sign so that we wouldn't have to add
Okay.
additional lighting to the sign itself.
Okay.
So that's the reason for that. We wanted it to be a little bit closer.
Little-
It's a little bit of a squeeze. But,
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it'll-
And mostly the lights downcasting on the sidewalk, but you get a little bit of side. Okay. But no glare out on the street. Probably it's kind of more downcasting. Yeah. And I did have when you do the calculations, I don't think it meets the current code. The current code, I mean, it's not by much, but the current code we did was like Mr. Salazar said, it's 1 foot horizontal foot times 1.5 to get the square footage.
So it's 1.5 linear feet.
Right.
The size of the building.
Right.
Will allow you to put 1 square foot on the sign beam.
So saying it maybe another way, the portion of the building that the sign's going to go on is about 33 feet from corner to corner. 32, yeah. So I just used 33. And so if I'm not calculating it correctly, I would be 1.5 times the 33 feet, which puts it to code wise, it puts it to 49.5 square feet. And they're showing it as 64 square feet. So,
Mr. Chair.
yeah.
The building itself is 30 feet, but isn't there like a patio or the roof?
Right. So there's the entry, which we call the tower, and the actual patio.
That's how I calculate.
So help me out. So the 33 feet, I measured from here to there.
That's correct.
And the same thing on the other side.
Yes.
It's kind of so I don't know, Eddie, if I'm miscalculating it, but it seems like it's a big.
What linear feet the side of the building, you're just, even though there's in the corner, it
Yeah.
looks like that's the wall, but you have to take the whole building, not just.
Yeah, I assumed it'd be the
Oh,
whole length of
because
the
the
building.
other part of the building's kind of set
Yeah,
back a
thank
little
you.
bit.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And there's,
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how I'm counting it. That's how.
Oh, okay.
That's how I,
me too.
Okay.
Yeah, I interpret it the
All
same
right.
way.
because
Yeah.
there can't be another sign.
Mhm.
You can't divide it and say,
Two
this is the
different
sign for
buildings.
this, and then
Yeah.
put another
One-
sign for that.
Window.
One building.
From one side.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. It wasn't, in my mind, it wasn't a really big deal because you don't have to reduce it a little bit. You might have to do it anyway because of the lights. But, so,
The signs are both the same size. The signs both the same size on the.
on both sides. Yeah, okay. And I guess the other question is, it seems like well, I guess the question is, are you selling any merchandise in the restaurant or it's just in the other structure?
Well, yes, the intention is to have an area where customers can actually look at merchandise that's sold at the other.
Oh, okay, good, good.
Like-
Oh, that's good, good. Good. That
I
answers.
think that's how you had said first, like it was gonna be like a mercado.
Right.
Kind of with different.
That's why it's in the name. Yeah,
Yes.
that's what I was wondering about. If it was just okay, good. Thank you. That's a good explanation. Thank you. That's all I had. Any other questions? Okay, ready for a vote?
Yes.
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 Very good, thank you. All right. Okay, the next is, get the right agenda here. Okay, the next item is B, or C, excuse me. It's zoning case 062105, looks like. Yeah, 105. At 2670 Calle de Parian, requested by the town of Mesilla. It's a carport, carport cover on it's kind of interesting. It says on the south side, but it's actually on the north side.
Move to approve zoning case
Thank you.
062105.
Very good, thank you.
Second.
First motion by Commissioner Gallego and second by Commissioner Miller. Any other discussion?
No, I think so. We're ready for a vote.
All right. Commissioner Gallego,
Yes.
Commissioner Miller,
Yes.
Commissioner Alvear,
Yes.
and Commissioner Fox.
Yes.
Motion passes 4-0.
Very good, thank you. Wow, we're getting through this. So the next item is a discussion about endangered
Latinx.
Latinx. Okay.
Yes, with that, this session, Ms. Diana will be stepping up.
All right, very good.
This thing, test.
Oh. Endangered Latinx. Yeah, we need a motion to address this. Oh, it's a discussion.
It is discussion. It's not an actual nomination. It said it's not an actual nomination. So although,
We've
well,
been through
good evening, commissioners and residents. So yeah, I was overlooking, I've been branching out to everywhere, just trying to receive support and finding out how we can really save our green belt. It's something that it's a goal of mine to kind of get something going with that. And this program, it's called Endangered Latinx Landmarks. It's led by a group called Latinos in Heritage Conservation. And what they do is it's called a endangered landmark nomination. It's not an official nomination as it would with the National Register or anything like that. It doesn't require any hard guidelines or anything. It's really just, and it says here, it's the purpose is to rally communities and gather public attention and resources to safeguard these vital landmarks, ensuring that the Latinx heritage is recognized and preserved as a fundamental part of our nation's shared history. So So just within mind, you know, we were once part of Mexico. A lot of our farmlands, that's where a lot of that history comes from over the course of many years. And as I mentioned in our previous meetings and a number of meetings, this is something that I think is something that is rare and unique to our to this town here. And I think we have to tell this history. It's important. It's one of our main backbones to the town. As I mentioned, we were an agricultural town. We have, the lands are still there. But I look at that space as an endangered land, for many reasons. Yes, I guess it's a hard conversation to have, but you know, we have barn dominiums, larger, you know, properties being built, millionaire homes being built out there.
Right.
It's changing our cultural landscape. On top of that, we also have our the effects of climate change. You know, we have a
Huge.
water issue happening. And what's, you know, now a lot of the farmland is not being farmed, so that leads into other problems as well. I'm also huge into agriculture and food politics, so that's what I really have a huge passion for. So that this is just a way to, what we do is we create a nomination, and I'm gathering, and I'm bringing this to you because I would love for any of you to, you know, or anyone who would care to help me to build this nomination. And it's really just to draw attention where it's not 100% guaranteed that we'll get a grant, but it's calling to a whole bunch of different sectors that will be looking at these nominations. Ultimately, this nomination, if we win, it goes to a conference called Congreso 2026, and that will be held in Chicago. And there they not only do they speak with a lot of news reporters and the Historic Preservation Division.
It's exposure.
It goes to federal ears as well. So there's a huge possibility we can receive funding for things as creating an agricultural education center, a cultural center, something that can help and even support in restoring the land that's out there. Just really just to draw attention. That's really what I'm looking. But in the same sense, also honoring the heritage of the past Latino, Latinx culture that has been there. So I just wanted to bring this to your attention. And there's ways to, there's methods. There's a few kind of workshops here that I've been. It's called Nominator Support Hours. I've been to the first one. I just wanted to make sure, is my site eligible? I wanted to make sure it was well, and I spoke with the State Historic Preservation Officer for that Latinos and Conservation Heritage. She said 100%. I highly recommend you nominate.
Oh, that's good.
There's a lot of things, and so and we, I will be attending the following. I would love for any of you to feel free to join in. This is on the website. It's Latinos and Heritage Conservation on the web. And we're able to just, really say that history. I personally, I am concerned for our agricultural lands. It's something that's really near and dear to me. And so I think we can't just let them go. We have to really take a look at it and start to do something. Something is better than nothing, right? So start there. And so there's a series. The deadline is May 17th. So it's a good kind of span of time. I just met another volunteer who she's great research. She does great research, and she is kind of helping me with just some basic research. But I can always use as many heads, more hands. Definitely, that would be great. And so the nomination process is just, you collect the information, we'll describe the threats. We'll submit the nomination. And we also want to be able to share the connection to a place. I mean, my connection is minimal. I would love anybody who has this connection to that to share their story. This is not, not only for the commissioners, for the residents and people who live here, who have lived here for years. I've heard some wonderful stories about the farmlands out there. And I would love to accounts. Then they'll review them, and once they make a public announcement, But, as I've been trying to do is really just get community engagement happening and for everybody to kind of come together and talk about, share with me your memories of that farmland, of what that looked like and how you felt before and how you feel now when you see it the way it is. So, but yes, and it's just, and they will be willing to offer us just ongoing support, how we can move forward with this. And yeah, and then she's really great. The State Historic Preservation Officer. She's really excited and really looking forward to helping everybody. Right now, I think they select maybe 5 top winners. And there's 60 applicants at the moment.
In the state.
Yeah,
This-
in the country.
Okay. Yeah.
So, but I think
It's a national
we can
program.
do it.
So if, I have a question.
Yes.
Question.
Yeah.
So if you have an idea of maybe something that could be nominated, will you go first to see what we're thinking of and see if it even qualifies or if it looks like it's, because I don't have any expertise, but if I think that something might catch their eye or something, I would come to you first.
Yeah,
And say-
I'm nominating, I'm looking forward to nominating the agricultural space.
Okay.
Just I do have to.
As a-
give
As a
some
whole.
parameters to it As to
Yeah.
what are, especially the boundaries for Messia.
Right.
So
Right.
I do,
Okay.
and help with the map too, but I guess I can do that on Google Maps or something, but yes, just create a boundary as to where goes the land is.
So once the boundary is done, then you just need the stories from those people.
The stories, and so what my research my research assistant is helping me out with are the resources, primary resources, the bibliographies as such. She's the hard copy. That you can find, but I can't find these wonderful stories that people can offer to me through oral history. So
Yeah.
that was very, very, very grateful for this.
Does any of this involve the other farming here? So is it that, or is that a whole different program?
My plan is to mention.
Okay. Oh, good.
Even though it's not.
Yeah, you're right. Right.
Because it's also an underserved population.
Got it.
And there's many, there's even a great Japanese population.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely.
So I'm just trying to keep it, but I absolutely am going to mention the indigenous population.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, good.
And also follow up. The issue with, I was explaining with the SHPO, with the State Historic Preservation Officer there, I was explaining to her, we have all these, she's like, that's great, you can include them, but because it is a Latino heritage program, just kind of.
That's the focus kind of thing. Yeah.
But I do want to mention these other.
So when we get all this information together to a certain extent, what do you see as far as a place where you can tell the story? I mean, plaques or it'd be kind of difficult for the whole.
So they will be the ones telling the story. I mean, we can hold it, as far as in our records. And,
Oh, okay.
I mean, this
Oh,
is
okay.
for the Latinos and Heritage Conservation.
Okay.
It's their own kind of agency.
Okay.
They hold all that information. I mean, we can certainly, it's something we should definitely discuss, right? And I think I would love to bring it forth if, when.
Yeah. Exactly.
But it just, so it's hard
That's
to
good.
kind of label, but
Yeah.
this is why I'm also looking
Yeah.
towards the agricultural space. I really hope at one point we can have some kind of cultural center out there, educational center, where we can tell the story.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Yeah. Any other questions? Yes, please.
The meeting that you were talking about, or the workshop, or when is that? And like, how could we attend?
They're open meetings. Oh, sorry, did I give you? I know. But yes, and they're online. It's a Zoom. They're Zoom meetings, so they're very accessible. The next one would be April 1st, and that's just drafting documentation and storytelling, which would be great.
Oh, okay.
And this is, it's a very
Try getting educated.
Yeah.
What we can help with.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yes, thank you so much. Yeah, that would be great. You could do a Zoom again. And it's at two, let's see, it's 2 o'clock central, so I think it's.
Noon.
Yeah.
Oh, Central. Oh, no, it'd be 1 o'clock. Yeah.
1 o'clock here?
Yeah.
Yeah, so 1 o'clock.
Sun's going that way.
You can have lunch.
Right, if you can.
So,
those
Joe.
that can attend, that'd be-
Oh, yeah.
I would love. Yes, I'd love to have your support because. So, yeah, and just, there's some guidelines here, but this I printed it directly from the website.
Mm.
So, it's for free, just let me know in the conservation, LHC.com, but I'll also forward you the direct website.
Oh, good.
And if
Thank
look
you.
up, you'll find it. They do a number of really awesome projects, but this one caught my eye, I think.
It's just that I read more paper stuff than I do.
Okay, I'll let you
Right.
know.
Because that way if I don't have to flip, you know what I mean?
Oh, I get it.
Yeah.
I love it.
I mean, I'm still old fashioned.
Got to hold it. You and many of us
Mhm, Me too.
included.
I just wanted to share.
Oh,
that
thank
with
you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Support from anyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
It's good you brought that up about the environment and the water because that's going to be the biggest challenge.
Yeah.
Huge. Huge.
Yeah, I don't know, I believe you mentioned not so long ago, but Eddie and I, Mr. Salas and I, we went to, it was called Saving Rural Farmlands. And it was a small
Oh.
convention. I think I mentioned it to you
Yeah.
briefly. And I wish we would have known in advance.
In time.
to Invite everybody. It was really a spur of the moment.
Oh, I
and,
bet.
That I was invited and so we just had, oh, here we go. And I had to text her and it was really hopeful. It really struck a lot of hope and, for these people who once had, land that was unmanageable and now it is. But I think the longer these lands stay untended.
Planted, yeah.
Then
Yeah.
it leads to more, it's harder to regenerate and then you rely
Oh,
more
yeah.
on fertilizers.
You've
and
lost
that's
it.
more
Ooh.
money and,
Yeah.
so, yeah, it's just really rehabilitation for everyone, their-
Yeah. Big project.
Thank you.
Huge.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Now we are down to commissioner and staff comments. Mr. Salazar, do you have some?
Yes, Mr. Chair, I do have a couple things. This meeting, I was planning on scheduling a work session, a workshop
with
regarding
BOT.
excuse me, a process as far as who has the hearings. It's just a general process. I spoke with the mayor and he recommended that we draft up a SOP, a standard operating
Right,
procedures,
right.
that says who does what, because when you look at our code, it's very, very contradicting, and many of the times, depending either support of that case or not in support of the case, that's when it becomes controversial, because each one tends to hang on to separate sections of the code, right?
Right.
So in order, in lieu of, and it needs, we need to review it and eventually get to it, but in lieu of, he recommended that we come up with a process through the board and have it approved through the board of trustees, who will be doing what, for anything, for a request for subdivisions or a special use permit, a hearing, amendment to the code, a rezone. When I go through the code, again, I had all these bullets now I'll probably send them out before the next meeting.
Oh, good.
Give you guys plenty of time. It's when you go through it and you read it, and then you read this other section, it's like, man, it's where do we go from here, right?
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to get us all on the same page, so there isn't any dispute as far as what process
Who
we
does what.
chose to consider the case.
Eddie, does it become kind of redundant in certain cases?
Sorry?
Does it become redundant in certain cases where you're having a resolution, you're having the public meetings, and then BOT's doing some? It just seems like it is.
The other thing is part of that,
Yeah. Yeah.
code specifies that the planning and zoning, after a hearing, needs to recommend to the board of trustees via resolution, right?
Right.
Well, you're not gonna have a resolution ready that day.
Right.
So you gotta wait for the next meeting, right? Draft it up, and then it needs to get
A certain
approved,
amount of time
resolution,
to.
and then it gets sent to the board of trustees. So we're looking at maybe 2-3 weeks from there.
Easy, easy. Yeah.
But then the next sentence after our code, it says, the resolution
Has
needs
to be done.
Sent out within 10 days.
Yeah.
To the applicant.
Yeah.
We just can't do that. I mean, it's impossible. Unless we have a
Yeah.
meeting right after and then right after. So those are the kinds of things I want to iron out.
Good.
to make
Yeah.
sure that
Yeah.
It is somewhat, and why do 2 resolutions? If
Yeah.
we do a resolution here, so we see it's gonna have 2 resolutions on the same case. Again, it's something that's not heard of a lot. Generally what happens is all hearings, if it has to go to the board of trustees, generally the hearings always held at the board of trustees because just like any case, we do the recommendations and
Right.
we can present it however they want. If they want
Right.
a resolution, well, it's gonna take longer. But
Right.
I'm used to doing conclusions of fact, findings of facts.
Hmm.
Right, and it's similar to a resolution, but doesn't go through the approval process.
Yeah.
It'll say what any conditions that were set, how everybody voted, and then what the final recommendation is for the board of trustees.
To decide.
Consider.
Yeah.
But that doesn't have to
Yeah.
go up through the whole
Yeah.
process to resolution. When I asked the attorney, I did ask him that one time.
Yeah.
And he said, yeah, it makes sense, we go through the facts and findings and.
And then go to-
resolution, but we
go to
can't
the
do that
BOT.
Because the code, we went against our code.
Yeah.
That's something that we just cannot do.
That's
So-
a no-no.
We need to work on that.
And I do have a general question for clarification for me mostly is, the resolution does adjust the code, doesn't it?
I'm sorry?
The resolutions do change the code.
The resolution, it depends on.
Oh, what it is, yeah.
We're talking about like amendment of a code. Resolution is something that is done, it's kind of like your minutes on your case.
Oh,
You
okay,
have a
okay.
minute And you transcribe and you approve the minutes.
Yeah.
Resolution is similar to the same thing. It's the case, how. the
That makes
outcome
it
was,
clearer.
you know,
Okay.
And what the final, stamp.
Okay.
And that's receipt for
Okay.
the applicant to take. So when you do 2 of those, it's like.
Yeah.
It just doesn't.
Resolution is
doesn't
a weird word.
Right.
Yeah, I
So
just,
look at the resolution
It sounds so final.
Approving your minutes through the, kind of like, I'm not saying it's exactly
Yeah.
like it, but yeah, it's just your final receipt that you're, proposing.
okay,
Either through us or the
Oh.
board of trustees will say, this is the outcome of your request
right,
and it's in writing, and that's why you need to get it within 10 days.
okay.
But that, it's just specific to that case. That resolution doesn't have anything to do with something that's very similar. We can't go back and say, well, we had a resolution for that particular case. It matches. So we should let that one happen too, right? It has to be different each time.
And
Mm,
it's one of
It's
the
not
reasons
precedent
why-
It's
setting.
not, that's
One of
what,
the
Yeah.
reasons why it's important also is, generally, if you look at a municipal league, you don't really have to give a reason why you voted one way or the other.
right, right.
But many of the times when I'm standing up front
It's
of the
nice
board
to
of
know.
trustees and they want to know what was the purpose of this going this way or this way.
Right.
Generally, they don't ask why they approved it because generally it's already said that we think that it should be approved.
Should be
and
approved,
all
yeah.
But when it's a no, some of the trustees are want to know why it was a no, and then they want to consider that option.
Yeah, I was just a little confused.
We still gotta continue
Yeah.
to say.
I was concerned if it had anything to do with modifications to the code. We got all these resolutions and I'm not saving them. So-
For the amendment of code, say for instance,
Yeah.
the Spanish that we just did and all.
Right, right,
They need to be codified.
right.
In order for them to be published in our online and also in our books. So it's hard to do resolution over and over and over again on amending the code.
Right.
Because after a while, you don't have to remember.
Well, that's what I'm getting at.
what the resolution was.
Exactly. Because I'm not saving them.
It's not in our book.
Yeah, it's not in the book.
Because, we've done it, just, we haven't even done the STRs not published
Right.
yet, we just-
Right.
It's
Signs.
very, very expensive to keep sending it to the company to get codified and published, so
Yeah.
he's looking for a grant to do them all at the same time, but it's a good start, but every time we do a resolution, you don't wanna do a resolution, you might wanna do an amendment or change to the code.
Yeah.
And show, so people where they're coming up to us and say, hey, I wanna do this, it's already written.
In which we did for the sign modification.
Yeah.
Yeah, because,
Right.
all right, good. Thank you. Any other questions? Oh, you're finished. Yeah, go ahead and finish. I'm sorry.
The nominations, Ms. Yanishi was talking about, or the Latinx and stuff. You know, first of all, she's doing an awesome job. She is she is all over the place. She's making a lot of good. She's networking a lot. You know, every time she comes back, I always love what they hear. What do you got now? You know,
What do you got now for us?
I got this. There's just so much stuff, and then I'm trying to get her down to, you know, this.
It's overwhelming.
So many things.
Good luck on that.
But it just takes a lot of time because there's a lot of homework that needs to happen in between. The nomination for the registry, I want to touch brief on that
Oh,
because
I do
the
too.
DOT, the last meeting, there was one nomination that was not approved.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So what now?
Call it politics, call it whatever, you know. I just want to say that, you know, the commission did a great job, even though it wasn't a unanimous vote, but it did a great job in discussing it. But we need to be careful with that because first of all, and that is why the state does not require consent, right? We are just focusing right now on the exterior of our plaza because, you know, like Ms. Liana mentioned,
Yeah.
everything in our historic zone is already under that umbrella, right? And I am seeing a lot, to include some of the farmland, I've seen a lot of the buildings that are dilapidated, that are no
Sure.
longer, and I keep hearing all these stories, oh, there used to be a building here, there used to be a building. Who's protecting them, right? That's
Yeah.
still history. That's
Good
still
point.
stuff. And I know it's hard for some of the owners to say, well, it's gonna be higher restrictions, but that's, you know, she puts it perfectly. It's a public policy for everybody, similar to our
The
historic.
plaza. Yeah.
Right? So as we go further into these nominations and we get into the historic zones as a routine process, just to get, I mean, they're already historic, but just to get it on the nomination, what if one of the houses or one of the residences, no, I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
So do we
Then
take
what?
that property out of the historic zone and not let them, or
That's a
require
tough
them
one.
to
That's
meet
really
fresh
tough.
codes? So they don't really have a choice, and I guess is what I'm saying. But we want to work with them. We don't want to like to force, nobody likes to be forced to do anything. So that's why she's very, working hard at getting a lot of, incentives and to support our community. The corridors is one thing we talked about briefly, especially during
The visual corridors. Yeah.
telecommunications, the tower.
Yep.
We talked about corridors and stuff. We saw in our quote that it said that the board of trustees would, by resolution, right?
Yeah.
They would pick what corridors are protected.
And that hasn't been done. Yeah.
They need our help or they forget or what it is, but we need to focus on what should we consider to be a corridor, and it's one of the things Sienna and I are talking about. Maybe we can present it here, and again, with our recommendation, it will be something that maybe they will consider. Ultimately, again, it doesn't state that we need to go that route, but we need corridors, and
Yeah.
right now we're in the process of nominations. I think that kind of goes hand in hand a little bit.
Yeah.
With that said.
I believe, Mr. Salazar, those corridor plans are part of our comprehensive plan.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
But there's none that
No
I
work
can
there.
It's mentioned before too.
It's just,
Yeah.
we're just, past practice, or we're just assuming that this, you know, so we need to really put it in writing.
And it would be pretty easy to do as far as going out and taking pictures of different areas and viewpoints, usually into the plaza area, like down Parion.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really,
Our major arteries, right?
yeah, exactly.
Have a nice view of, you know,
The question would be how far out, what's the,
It's up to
what's the width?
commission,
Yeah.
board of trustees.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that makes sense. Appreciate that.
The commission already mentioned about, if I nominate, you know, a property, do we go out and verify that, and the answer is yes. The answer is yes. If there is a checklist that Ms. Diana actually had that she goes through to make sure that it meets the minimum requirements for that. So don't be afraid or scared and say, well, I nominated and what's yours now? Get over here with the presentation, right? Because you thought so. No, just because you nominate doesn't mean that it's actually gonna be proposed or considered. It's just something that we would like to hear. Hey, I really like this property here, or the board of trustees, anybody, or corridors or anything, make any kind of recommendations, and we'll go out and look at it.
Okay.
We'll bring the
Okay.
information and we'll go from there.
And just to note about what you were, sorry, when you were mentioning that, I thought it was in relation to that endangered Latinx program, but that.
It was.
Oh, okay.
It was.
Good.
Yeah, it was, but
At this point, and like I had mentioned, anybody is to nominate any, and I encourage everyone, please, I need that help too.
Right.
Please nominate, you know, if you have an historic home and you want your home to be on our local register, please nominate it, and that made the form as simple as possible. And I'll bring another copy for you. I have it with me.
Oh, good.
There's a QR code.
Oh, right.
You
You
scan the
mentioned that.
QR code, it's simple Microsoft Forms. The only thing you do need is a historical narrative for that. So, and that does require, oral histories count 100%. If you have any primary sources or secondary resources,
Just
which you
document
use
it,
in a
yeah.
newspaper or some scholarly journal or something like that, that is all very welcome. And it's just a simple, you submit it to me, and I'll review it for you. And then, who knows, and more times than not, I believe we have so many awesome historic properties out here that, it would be great to have that.
Just another question. The presentation that you gave to the planning and zoning, that first time that you did that whole historical that we were all in awe of, did you give that presentation to the Board of Trustees?
I gave them an in-depth.
Okay,
That was awesome.
Seriously in-depth.
Okay.
Yes.
just wondering.
As Mr. said,
Before they
I
voted.
have a passion.
Yes,
I
okay.
work very hard
Yeah.
to
Okay,
do all this, and it means a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
What I feel that I'm doing. So,
Yeah.
I got it. I understand, but I just wanted to make sure that everybody hears it as often as they need to.
Well, it's good that you got 2 out of 3. You celebrate that.
Yeah.
It was the third one was a perfect storm or imperfect storm because of the sale and all that. The timing of that was just sucked, basically.
Like I mentioned before, it's empathy too.
Yeah,
People
yeah.
want to, but
Yeah.
as Mr. Salas also mentioned, that they saw the product that we already have, like the
Yeah,
Reynolds.
yeah, exactly.
That's different.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
something like that, so it's something to really think
yeah,
about, because there's always going to be something
Yeah.
that comes up, whether it's a personal, and we're thinking about it for the town as a whole,
Yeah.
as a collective.
Yeah.
There's a story, we're living history now, and we want to save as much as we
Yeah.
can before it's gone. Really.
And I've been thinking a lot about that 2090 Snow Road. And, one scenario is it wasn't identified as a landscape. And then the person buys it, they tear down the barn. We have nothing in the code for RF that protects it. Nothing. In addition to other buildings out in the farm, it's only I kept a copy of it here and I highlighted it. You can only have a guest house. Well, a guest house is more defined as an Airbnb, and you can only stay there for 14 days. And if you're going to build a guest house, Airbnb or whatever, well, short-term rental because it's 14 days, you can do a separate structure or attach it to the existing structure. But in that case, you have to do it according to the code for HR. I mean, it's just really, we got to fix that if we're going to start identifying other areas out there. Because it seems like in my mind, we can't do anything with these mega structures. I mean, they don't ask us for permission, I don't think. Is that right, Eddie?
If you nominate it as a landmark,
Oh, yeah. I'm just saying, if anyone, a non-landmark or a landmark, if anyone wants to do something with their structure out there in RF, we just don't have any. No, we don't. We don't.
It could be, the only thing stipulation that it has is it has to be accessory to farming.
Yeah, yeah.
Right, you have to farm the land, and you not like some of these other ones that were approved in the past, way in the past, that they don't farm it anymore, right? So
Yeah. So what do we?
What if they speculate that, oh yeah, I'm gonna farm it, and then
They
later
don't.
they don't farm? So where does the code go from there, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, we'll just get
it's a
it there,
tough
put it
one.
at the door, but then
Yeah.
after that, so it's, and then you gotta consider also the property laws and things that
Oh.
we're not, I mean, we
Preview.
definitely need, but again,
Yeah.
making these changes to the code, we just can't keep up with it. It's just, we need to codify what we got, and then go from there. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. All right.
I did reach out to New Mexico League for training.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Molia mentioned about
Right.
she was getting notifications and such. I just sent them an email. We do, last year we did have the commission itself here as a membership to get those notifications. I'm not sure if you all were getting them last year or not. If we weren't, then shame on them. But yeah, we were actually paying a membership to be included with all the trainings. So I'm in the process of again getting a membership for that.
Good.
So we can get
Oh, good.
all that information.
Thank you. That'd be good.
Lastly, best for last. Talking about our code and talking about dilapidated buildings and complicated scenarios. We do have a resident that is in the historic commercial that's having issues with one of the businesses due to the noise, right? And in our codes, again, it's hard to enforce because they're living in a mixed use zone, right? So it's commercial and it's residential, but we're not, we don't have a very good code to
Define decibel level.
regulate that, right?
Right.
So, whenever we do a home occupation, in the residential zone,
Right.
we always require all these different speculations. You can't have any storage outside, you can only have one car, you know what I mean? I'm not saying to that extent, but whenever you're in a mixed use, there's gotta be consideration on both ends, right?
Yeah.
So the noise is something that, we are working with, and the only reason why I'm bringing this up is because, I like to have you guys' input, email me, send me a letter, note, whatever. So is there any experience that you guys had on that? And I know what needs to happen, and again, I don't want to be the only one getting kicked as I go to the board of trustees, but I like to have some, a little support. I will bring it up, and it has to do with the decibel meter, which we already talked about. But even then,
It's still hard,
it's
yeah.
not 100%.
Yeah.
If somebody says, "Oh, your noise is too loud,"
Well, it's too loud. Yeah.
So it's especially when you share a common wall, and so either way, there is some talk me and the mayor are having that
Wow.
the code department might be coming under community development umbrella again. I do have experience, a lot of experience.
Right.
Most of my experience is
Code.
that aspect, and we do have a new code officer
Oh.
being considered.
Oh, good,
hired.
good.
And I might be working with him.
It's a tough job.
Because I always kept bringing it up, I can't do anything, this is not my authority, but there are discussions, so we'll see where that goes.
Careful what you ask for. Careful what you ask for.
No, I'm willing to help.
Yeah, good. No, I know you are. And you got the experience.
But
That's good.
It's just something that I want to help.
Yeah, good. Good. Thank you.
Whatever you had there, you kind of walk up to the mic and you kind of,
Stretching.
that is all I have.
All right. We're ready for adjournment. Yay.
Anybody else?
Anyone interested? Oh,
Third.
Was that
Second, first, second, and third.
we can just aye. Yeah, we don't have to do a motion for
Bye.
leaving.
DOT meeting
Thank
last
you.
night. That guy with the farm and his realtor were so.
Thank you.
When she was there, they were saying, "How did you know?"